So I've been learning things, and I like learning things. So I'm interested in that way. But I do get aggravated when I can't get by somebody that I'm quicker than. But that's the nature of the beast.
A couple more questions with Steve Cerniak coming up. Joining us will be Carson Ferguson. We'll talk to the new kid, the Summer Shootout Series Legends Car Champion in the Masters. And, of course, also we'll also chat it up with Aaron Branham in the Modifieds out of Kentucky, all across the board here on Finish Line. Steve Cerniak from Pennsylvania, Indiana, now down to the Carolinas. Half mile, 311 Speedway. Do you drive that place wide the hell open even though you're in a 305 motor? And how fast are you getting in those cars?
Oh, boy. Yeah, you're definitely flat foot, again, until you're in traffic. But, I wouldn't know how fast you're going. Probably maybe 120, getting into the turn.
Wow.
125 perhaps.
And wait a minute. That's in a 305 sprint car. That's in a 305 sprint. That's not a 360 or a 410. So if you think you're going in the equivalent of 120 in a 305, how fast would a 410 sprint car get? Or do you think they'd have to go slower because of the engines, the sizes of the engine?
No, 311 is a pretty big track. So, the thing with the wings on a 410, the faster you go, the faster you can get through the corners, so their straightaway speed will be higher, which puts more downforce on the car, which will allow them to get through the corners even faster. But, I bet you they can hit 140, maybe, on a real, if that track were heavy, I would think they could get 140, 145 pretty easy at the end of the straightaway.
Wow, that's flying. You got to be brave.
Yeah.
I mean, I've said this. I've announced so many races across the country. I know you're not a fan of late models or stock cars, but I've done those. I've done modifieds, late models, sprint cars, midgets. One of the coolest things of my life was announcing at USAC during Speed Weeks in Florida at Ocala. And I said this. Those are the wildest cars to see in person. Sprint cars, midgets, but non-wing, it really shows the true talent of the driver, like you said, Steve, because the wing can help you. The wing can help guys on the track with those cars, but when you're non-wing, it's all talent of the driver behind the wheel to get it done.
Yeah, that's for sure. There's no doubt about that.
Definitely. Well, Steve, man, I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much for being on Finish Line. I appreciate you being able to readjust your schedule. We adjust our schedule lineup, and congratulations for taking the time to be on the program. We appreciate the Carolina Sprint Tour and Sean Vardell, Mike Sailors, and everything they've been doing in the Carolinas. Real quickly, thank your sponsors, and again, thank you for being on this afternoon.
Yeah, all right. Thanks for having me. And don't really have many sponsors, but I got two guys that help me every week. They're a little company at home they have working on cars. It's called Metal Benders. So they're out in I can't even think of the name of where they're at. It's right north of Denver here in North Carolina. But
okay.
Yeah, Pete and Joey help me out at the track. And other than that, it's pretty much all on my own buck. Other than my dad chips in once in a while, but.
Awesome.
That's about it.
Awesome. Well, Steve Cerniak, man, thank you so much. Congratulations on your win and being on Finish Line this afternoon, and continued success the rest of the 2019 season.
All right, thanks a lot.
Yes, sir. By the way, speaking of sprint cars, midgets, and wings cars, the Knoxville Nationals is this weekend as well. It kicks off with the 360 Nationals. I was trying to get Tony Bachhoven from Motor Racing Network and Knoxville Raceway to join me on the show. We're rescheduling him for next Wednesday to be on Finish Line to talk about the 360 Nationals, recap this weekend, and preview the Knoxville Nationals for the 410s, the World of Outlaw NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series are the sanctioning body for that. But again, that will be at Knoxville Raceway, the sprint car capital of the world in Iowa next weekend. The 410s, the big sprint car nationals, the Knoxville Nationals, and then the 360s are this weekend, shaping up for 2 straight weeks of great racing in in the Buckeye State, or the Hawkeye State, as they say, Iowa. Yeah, a lot of cool things going on there. So Knoxville Raceway, we'll recap all that cool stuff. 1 minute timeout to thank our great folks at DirtCarLift.com, or actually 90 seconds. And we go back to the phone lines, and we talk to the new kid who's kicking butt and taking names on dirt, and now the summer shootout. Carson Ferguson is next. If you have not ordered at DirtCarLift.com in the motorsports racing world, you are absolutely way behind. But if you are an existing customer of the Dirt Car Lift product, you already know about why they use the concept of stop jacking and start lifting. DirtCarLift.com helps make things very easier in the pit area. Whether you need to change a flat tire, make a shock or spring adjustment, DirtCarLift.com can get all four sides up immediately, then having to go around from side to side to car. By the way, they have a special package and price for existing customers that already have units. $950, and you can have the newest designed 2019 X Series lift with a few changes to make your life a little easier. Give them a call at DirtCarLift.com today. Call them up again at 770-898-3907. 770-898-3907. And find out why the concept is true to stop jacking and start lifting with DirtCarLift.com at the races today.
This is Finish Line.
Welcome back to the program, Finish Line, on the air on Fox Sports Radio, Community Radio Network, iHeartRadio, Tuned In Radio, iTunes, Spreaker, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, WesleyOutland.com, CRNSports.org. So many different ways you can check out the program. Got a lot of great things going on this weekend, like we talked about. We're going to preview Eldora Speedway, the Dirt Derby coming up tonight. I'll give you the heat race lineups. We got, again, Jeremy Canterbury was talking about Princeton. Brush Creek is in action this Friday night, Saturday night, the 5th annual finale of the Ohio Buckeye Late Model Dirt Speed Weeks. And it's weeks, because it's going 3 weeks now. I'll be there Friday and Saturday at Brush Creek in Ohio, Peebles, Ohio. Then, of course, Princeton, West Virginia. Cherokee Speedway on Sunday. That's my itinerary for the next couple of days for the weekend of motorsports to kick off the month of August. You've got the Cars Tour and the Throwback 276 going to be, of course, at Hickory Motor Speedway. You've got the 360 Knoxville Nationals at Iowa at Knoxville Raceway. So many things going on. Ultimate Northeast at Hagerstown. Ultimate Southeast at Livonia and Modoc. Take your pick. And the Madhouse, Bowman Gray Stadium, like Jason Myers was talking about. And so many other great facilities. Dirt, asphalt, drag, karting, you name it. Coast to coast. California to Carolina. Florida to Canada. We got you covered. And we recap some of the highlights of those events here on Finish Line. We're getting ready to go to the phone lines now. And we are going to go to Charlotte, North Carolina, where I'll be in the next couple of days. A.K.A. the Queen City, as they call it. And we're going to go to the phone lines on his lunch break. He is no stranger to being on Finish Line. We've had him on before when he had that 3 weekends of back-to-back fast track domination from Friendship, Tacoma, Virginia Motor Speedway. The crazy finish he had there. Getting ready for the World Championship. Prelude to the World Championship on August the 24th. In addition to running dirt late models and all the great successes that he does there, he also competed for 10 straight weeks. Well, okay, if you want to count 8 weeks because they threw in a couple, or 7 weeks because they threw in a couple of doubleheader programs. He is the 2019 Bojangles Summer Shootout Series Pro Legends champion, I believe it's the pros, from Charlotte, North Carolina, Carson Ferguson. Carson, what's up, my buddy? Welcome to Finish Line.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Is it the pro division? Was it the pros? Because I can't call you masters because you're not old yet.
Yeah, it's the pro division.
Oh, okay. All right. I just wanted to make sure I had it correctly. So, man, what's it like racing? And mind you, let's go back to brass tacks here. You've raced Bandoleros. You've raced Legends before at Charlotte. You've been running dirt late models. You're the cousin of Chris Ferguson, who, by the way, won a preliminary win at Falls at Fairbury last week at the Prairie Dirt Classic. And what a show that was. A great race again between Brandon Overton and Bobby Pierce. Or not Brandon Overton, I'm sorry, Brandon Shepard and Bobby Pierce. Bobby Pierce with no power steering the entire race, and he willed that car 100 laps. Your cousin won a preliminary at Falls. Racing late models, but you started off in Legends and Bandoleros. What made you decide to go back to your grassroots and kind of say start over, so to speak?
The legend car is always, it's one of those things where it constantly improves you as a driver, I feel like. Just the car control and the power to weight ratio. It's got 4 shocks on each corner, and then they're very finicky with each adjustment. So just learning throttle control and just short track race and moving people, which you can't do in dirt, but
right.
Just being real aggressive the whole race. If you watch the shootout race, you're getting moved or moving people and racing side by side the whole race, really. So there's never a dull moment, just like there is in dirt. But the Latigas, they called me about a month and a half before the summer shootout and asked if I wanted to race. And so we it wasn't interfering with any of the dirt stuff since it was on Monday and Tuesday night, so we thought we'd give it a shot.
And, of course, you race with the likes of Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series regular Bubba Wallace, Darrell Wallace Jr. You also raced with, just talk about some of the competition you had, because it came down to the wire. You basically had to take the green flag Tuesday night to win the championship, or qualify, basically.
There's the shootout. The biggest thing is just inverts, and luckily we were lucky with the inverts. Didn't get put back too far. I think the furthest we got put back was about 6, which isn't too bad. But like you said, Bubba ran with us the whole summer, and it was pretty cool. I just look at him as another competitor.
Right.
I wouldn't really overthink stuff like that, but he's definitely more aggressive. And Joey Padgett, he's a regular in the legend cars and super late models, and he was one of the faster ones as well. So the pro division, the shootout is probably the best of the best. I think if you can run at the shootout, you can win anywhere. So definitely with 5 wins and 4 second place finishes and then a 4th place, I think we definitely earned our keep.
For sure, we're chatting it up with the driver of Carson Ferguson, the young man, the 00 out of Charlotte, getting ready for, I think you're going to whiff this weekend. You're going for that 10,000 to win show. We were talking about that last night. You've got the prelude to the World Championship for Fast Track going to be on August the 24th. And then you get ready for the month of September, and you've got some big races coming up. Princeton is back open and back in business. They race this weekend with the Ultimate Mid-Ohio Valley and Heart of America Super Late Model Series Buckeye Week finale in the West Virginia Dirt Cup. But in addition to that, you've also got Tyler County and the Hillbilly 100 coming up at the end of the month of August. Then you get ready for the World Championship. How do you prepare for all of these big races coming up? And mind you, you're also the points leader in the Fast Track Racing Series powered by Chevrolet Performance National Championship $10,000 title hunt.
We really prepare just like we prepare for any race. We definitely, the biggest thing is just making sure our stuff looks good for a national race instead of like a local race, But we got a new body on the car now, so that solves that problem. But like I said, we just go through the normal maintenance and making sure our tires are in order and we got enough spares and all that stuff, and just making sure we have help go to the track and everything like that. But there's a lot of stuff that we want to try, like at the Prelude.